Is Project 2025 real and gonna happen? The thing I haven't seen mentioned is that Project 2025 is meant for any Republican president to enact. It isn't tied just to Trump. The whole party wants this. Edit. It also won't end if they lose in 2025. They will just try next election. A lot of folks are making good arguments here. But I'd like to add this. Trump learned from his term as president. What he learned is that if you listen to folks who are not loyal to you, they will stop you from doing what you want. The Justice Department is a good example of his evolving thoughts. You start with Jeff Sessions, a fairly right-wing but definitely establishment senator who has experience as a prosecutor. Sessions appoints Robert Mueller to investigate a crime that would have been a conflict of interest for Sessions to investigate. This angered Trump, who did not like the independent investigation and expected Sessions to be loyal. Sessions resigns. William Barr becomes AG. He knows how to use the system to help Trump without actually breaking the law. Even that is not enough for Trump. Barr resigns in the waning months of the admin because he doesn't want to go along with the election interference and fake electors stuff. Trump will start in a more extreme place, and that's part of the Project 2025 stuff. Give Trump the people who are super loyal and will follow his sometimes illegal and always crazy command. Is it real? Yes. How much of it would be implemented? No way to guess. I mean, imagine if you were back in 2015, and people told you about January 6th. And not just Jan 6th itself, but Jan 6th plus the guy is successfully running 4 years later without being in jail. Or many other events during those years. People would have said it was impossible. And that you were fear-mongering. Or to use a non-Trump example, torture during the Bush days probably would have seemed impossible a few years before 9/11. Never mind a million other historical examples like the Kent State shootings. Is Project 2025 real? Absolutely. It's being sponsored by the Heritage Foundation, which is a key organization in conservative politics, and has been for about 40 years or so. Is Project 2025 gonna happen? I don't think Trump is the favorite to win the 2024 presidential election. But I think that the election is somewhat close. Perhaps Trump has a 40% chance of winning. But if Trump wins, I would say it's 90% likely that you will see Project 2025 being a key policy outline. I don't know how easy it would be to implement. Each step will have a massive opposition. And Trump will probably not have control of the House or Senate. But yes, that's literally what Republicans and conservatives want. And that's what they intend to do, if elected. It is very real. The Heritage Foundation is a very influential organization that has deep ties to the Republican Party and Trump. The Republican Party has been doing loyalty pledges and purges for decades, and under Trump it intensified. They know who is and who is not on their side and have been appointing Trumpers through the courts and military aggressively. This is a serious threat that should be taken at face value by everyone. It's disgusting that any voter sees this and would still consider voting for Trump. It's real, and it's up to us to ensure it doesn't happen. People said Trump would never get elected and we were fearmongering. Then they said he wouldn't actually ban Muslims. Then they said that he would take COVID seriously. Then they said the court wouldn't overturn abortion. Then they said he would peacefully transfer power. For the past 5 years, we've been in an endless cycle of the right ensuring that everybody else is just fearmongering. Up until the point that the thing actually happens. Aren't Republicans supposed to be against government interference and for freedom and choices? We're now convinced this is true. Then we have to spread it to as many people as possible before people vote. instead of just complaining or offering false solutions like, just don't vote for Republicans then. Right? How do we do this? Project 2025 is just a white paper and not a real policy proposal yet. However, elections have consequences. Project 2025 is written to all be accomplished via executive action. Most likely parts of Project 2025 will be enacted. However, I can almost guarantee that if Trump get re-elected, then both Thomas and Alito retire, then we're stuck with this Supreme Court supermajority forever. Yes, it's real. Is it going to happen if Trump is elected president again? It's hard to say. In theory, a president can't do much without a supermajority in the U.S. legislature. But even if that were a barrier for Trump, he definitely would still try to implement it. This is why everyone needs to vote blue no matter who. Don't stop voting blue until there isn't a single Republican left in any office in this entire country. It's very real. This time it's totally spelling out what it is. If I was a woman of reproductive age, I would be very concerned, and if I had the children that I wanted or I didn't want to have children at all, I would seriously consider having my tubes tied rather than using an IUD for birth control. If laws regarding contraception become more restrictive or I'm not able to access it, at least if God forbid someone sexually assaults me, I wouldn't have to worry about becoming pregnant. Also, no one could force me to undo this. You really have to think about and look out for yourself because no one else will. If your man has a vasectomy, that's good. However, this only protects any woman that has sex with him. If she has sex with another man or is sexually assaulted, then there is no protection against pregnancy. It's rare for a rapist to use a condom. An IUD only lasts several years. Let's say you have an IUD and the use of it is banned. You need to have it removed at a certain point. If you have the IUD and it banned, who is going to remove it for you? If you have it removed, are you going to face criminal charges? Even if you had it put in prior to the IUD ban? You probably have to prove that the IUD was put in prior to the ban. If they do the law retroactive, then you are up a creek, or you would have to go to another country to have it removed. Very costly. Now that abortion is banned, this has only emboldened those who oppose IVF and contraception to see how far they can take it. I'm not fooled by those who say that they don't oppose IVF but believe that embryo or children can't have it both ways due to conflict of interest. It is real. You should vote as if the future of democracy depends on it, because it does. They gonna try and make it happen. Yes. They've literally said as much. Why would you question it? They want to ruin your life so they can have the country they want and no one else does. Don't let billionaires, even wannabe ones, run the country. They are the only ones who will win in that scenario, as proven by their hoarding of wealth. That money came off the backs of other people. WTH is Project 2025? Question mark. I hope not. But yeah, probably. It's real, and easy to look into for yourself. It's not exactly a secret. Let's vote blue and not find out. Only if the Republicans win this year's election. It won't happen if we don't vote for the fascists.
Yep.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.